Yeah, I was supposed to do my oil change today again because it's due, and it's pissing rain. It's windier than ever, so that's not gonna happen today. But I don't even. Hello again, everybody. I know it's been a while. Hello again, everybody. I know it's been a while. Things have been going on lately that have been stopping me from posting full-length videos and editing them and all that. On top of having a full-time job, which, whatever, that's what happens. It's around the holiday seasons right now, and just been busy going up and seeing family and this and that. And I've also been sick for the past, what was it? I think it was just last week. I had a bad cold that I was battling. Missed a day of work for the first time in a long time. Yeah. Comes into this week. And what a week it started off to be. So Saturday, I went up to Bayfield, which is near Lake Huron, if you're not familiar with Ontario. It's about an hour and a half drive from where I live right now. I went up and seen my grandparents on my dad's side, which I haven't seen in a while. Seen my uncle and all that, but to save that part of the story, yeah, it was nice. Obviously didn't get any video making done or anything like that, which, I don't know, family I haven't seen in a while comes first, so whatever. And after that, got back home, went over to a friend's house Saturday night, and that was it. Sunday came along, everything was fine. Did my normal Sunday routine, got up, did the garbage that I normally do around here, put it out, recycling, went to the reservation to get gas, came back home, and that was it. And then Sunday night came along. I'm laying in bed, try to, get some sleep before work the next day, and all of a sudden I just become really nauseous and lightheaded, and I feel like I'm going to get sick. And I just powered through it. And eventually, I guess I fell asleep at some point because I got up the next morning and I felt awful again. So I messaged the one girl that I work with, and I told her, I'm like, look, I'm not coming in today, or if I am, I'm going to be late, and so on and so forth. And that was it. Then I woke up again. It was around 10 maybe, and I felt all right. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to go to work. Told them I was going to be late, so I'll try to go into work and see what happens. So I went into work. It was fine. It was wrapping some skids up, just doing my normal thing. And then all of a sudden it hit me out of nowhere again, where I felt like shit. And I was sitting there on the forklift talking to the one girl that I messaged to, tell her that I was going to be late. And all I could do was sit there and stare straight ahead. And this was around 2 in the afternoon. Last break had just started. And I looked at her and said, you know what? I think I got to go now. I'm going to have to leave now. So I left the forklift parked exactly where it was, because there was no way that just the motion of turning it around and driving it back to where I normally park it was going to, because it wasn't going to help me out at all. So I left it there, went back to my area, I got my jacket and all my things, and at this point I was just walking like a zombie, just like head down like this, but looking straight ahead, not turning my head for anything, because it would just, as soon as I turned my head like that, or just to look off to the side, it would throw everything off, and it was kind of like having vertigo, I guess, and it just made the sickness feel worse. So I went outside, right where I park is where everybody, stands to have their cigarette. And I just said to them, look, maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow. And they all were like, oh, feel better, feel better. And I got into my car, and then I left. And right across the street from where I work in Brantford, there's a Shoppers Drug Mart. So I figured I'm going to run into Shoppers and I'm going to grab these to try to help with what I'm dealing with. Because remember, I'm still in Brantford and I still got a half-hour drive home. So I wanted to kind of, fight this dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous feeling off for at least the meantime so I could drive myself back home. So I got to the Shoppers parking lot, and just driving across the street was a nightmare. And I got out of the car, I left it running because it was still needed to warm up at the time, and I wanted it to be at least, the seat heated up and the heat, blowing warm air. So I got out of the car, and I don't know if it was Sobeys or the burrito place that's nearby that I could smell, but I could smell something cooking, and normally it smells good, but to me at the time it smelled like shit, and it just was not helping. And I was just determined to get in there and get the gravel and get out. And my main thing was not to get sick in front of everybody who is walking into the store or getting sick into the store. So once again, I was just walking straight, just like a total NPC, walking straight with just staring forward, not acknowledging anybody. The only time I'd turn my head a little bit is to look to see if there was any cars coming or not. Other than that, didn't move my head at all. Got into the store, and if you know that Shoppers Drug Mart store, when you first walk in, for some reason they have the perfume aisle or the perfume section right near the front entrance. That didn't help any either, so looked up to the signs above the aisleways. I seen one that said stomach, walked right over there. There's a lot of feminine hygiene products in that aisle for some reason. But anyways, I found the gravel, grabbed it, went straight to that self-checkout, got it, paid for it, left. Got into the car. And by the time I sat in the car, it was bad. I really felt like I was going to get sick. So I was trying to work myself up to take a gravel, but I was afraid if I was to try to do anything like that or drink anything that it would just come right back up. And so I sat there, and I sat there, and I sat in the car in that parking lot for a good half an hour, maybe an hour at least. Just I think I didn't even look at my phone or anything. I stared at the ass end of a white GMC Canyon the entire time. And that's all I could do. It was just blankly stare. So then I thought to myself, well, I'm going to pull to the back of the parking lot and park sideways where my driver's door is up against where bushes are. So that way, if I do end up getting sick, nobody sees me do it. So I think I attempted to put the car into drive 3 times. Because in my peripheral vision, I could see somebody turning into where I was about to pull out. So each time I went to go put the car into drive, somebody would turn there. And eventually it was clear and I had time, so I went. And I went over to that part where I thought I was going to be able to park sideways. And there's no parking spots there. It's only just a roadway. So I was like, fuck. So I figured, since I'm driving now, I might as well pull out of the parking lot and attempt to leave Brantford. So I did. I started driving home, and I'll tell you right now, driving from one city to another and feeling like you're going to throw up the whole time is not fun. It was not a fun drive. You switch lanes or whatever, and you got to check your blind spot. I mean, I do, not a lot of people do, but I do. That wasn't fun, but I made it home. When I got home, I felt better, and I ended up taking a gravel. I had 2 pieces of plain toast and water, and that was it. That's all I had yesterday. It worked. Had it before I went to bed. Haven't had a cigarette since Saturday night, but I'll pick up smoking again. I do every time. Yeah, it wasn't fun, and I told them yesterday at work, anyways, that don't be surprised if I don't come in today. I just wanted to feel things out, see how it would go, see how I would feel, because I didn't want a repeat of yesterday. Stuck in Brantford, feeling like you're gonna get sick the whole time. Yeah, that's about it. I feel fine today. Knock on wood. I I don't know what came over me. I really don't. It just happened out of nowhere, and for a bit I was convinced that it wasn't gonna go away. Normally that doesn't happen to me. Normally when I get sick, I just have a cold. And I didn't ever actually end up getting sick at all throughout this whole point. Knock on wood. Because there's nothing worse than that. But it's over and done with, I hope. Instead of getting coffee this morning, I got a tea. Which probably still isn't the best, but whatever. But yeah, that's where I've been for the past little bit. And videos are going to be back. There's not much really to do in the wintertime, as I always say. I want to continue my rant videos too. Some people seem to like that. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for, keeping yourself updated on what I'm doing. I know at least some of you watch my stuff out there, so I appreciate it, and thanks. Hopefully I'll be back soon.